And out in the water, the surfers are showing us why this is one of the premier right-hand point breaks in the world. Jack Robinson with a 13.60 total, just getting the edge over Connor O'Leary, who had a 13.27.
And a 2-point pro looking good out there, and it seems like he's going to start us off, Chris.
First wave of Joao Chianca. He makes his return to the championship tour. That's not how you want to start, but you could tell. And your board talk point of view there, I asked Britt Merrick, are you taking mental notes with every ride ridden? He looks at me like, that was not a very smart question. Of course I am. That's my job. R.Callinan now in his backhand. This kid is known to throw a lot of spray. Big, powerful surfer out of Australia. I haven't been doing the math.
Right out.
The goofy versus regular deal so far seems
pretty even.
Yep. That's getting a little too excited when you get your pupusa. When they put it on your plate right at first, you got to let it cool down a second. You can't get too excited to take that first bite, as we saw from Joao now. But taking a look back at R.Callinan, get ready for this finishing move, Mitch. You love it.
I did, and just the flow that he had on this wave too, the variety of maneuvers. But as you said, like, that was so unexpected. How did he get the right amount of speed just to be able to throw the tail?
I was meditating before this, but he is shredditating now. Apologies for that one. Here we go, Joao Chianca. One of the most electrifying surfers currently on the championship tour. We've been missing him. We know what he's capable of. Goes down on the final turn there. Was still a chance. And that right there is exactly what the judges wanted to see. It went from dream to disaster real quick. Maybe overexcitement on the second turn?
Maybe pushed a bit too hard. I love this first one, though. Brought it all the way around. Look at the draw for the bottom turn right there. Just catches an edge with the, toe side rail right there. And, we've seen Griff push hard before. We haven't necessarily seen him push too hard on a combination like this throughout the entirety of the year.
If Leonardo da Vinci drew a diagram of a surfing turn, that would be it right there. That was perfect.
And look at the amount of risk to go for that one. It seemed like his foot came off just a little bit when he was in transition of getting to the lip, and when he came down off of it.
Added chop on that wave too?
Yep.
But here we go, with priority. This is R.Callinan.
You know what?
Strange things happen sometimes.
It's the heat. We're at a point of the day where it's hot outside. To me, I'd be carrying a piece of wax out there with me.
I asked, who did I ask? I asked Jesse Mendez, does anybody carry wax in their pocket out there? He said not to his knowledge, and I'm like,
You should.
Even I do that sometimes. Joao Chianca now, that's the surfing we're used to seeing from this young Brazilian. A bit shook and heartbroken that Griffin Colapinto wasn't able to pull that second turn, because the first turn was
gnarly.
Incredible. But let's now get to Joao Chianca. Great precise surfing here.
Yeah, and very quick too, which is, a thing that stands out with his surfing, Chris. Beautiful carves right there on the open face. Brings it back around right here, and I like the variation with this last maneuver too. So he's going to get his best score. Nice little Larry layback right here to finish off. So, in contention for the lead.
Of major maneuvers. Will this be the wave that Griff provides us with that? Speeding down line. There we go. Good start. Solid turn for Griff. Another one on the open face here. This wave pushing him down the line. He's just generating speed through each and every carve. Does feel a lot like a lowers right. He makes his way to the inside. That's where it kind of flattens off a little bit. Tables out. Now here's the speed section. Hunting the ramp. A little late to it there, but guess what? All the way down the line. Is this an excellent score, or is this going to fit right there in that mid-range?
Well, he should be getting the lead here. 4.21 is what he needs. Not the same amount of spark as you were saying that we saw in the 3.97, but still some beautiful surfing. Couple carves to start things off, brings it all the way around with a roundhouse cutback. And once he gets to the inside here, the smart play is just clean things up, make sure that you're finishing the wave off. He does that very well, and really slow pace on this one, Chris, but just to get back to the point right here about the 3.97, he does that combo on a wave like this, we're seeing something close to a 10. There's no doubt about it. But you need to regroup after a fall like that, because you have an excellent turn, maybe the most dynamic turn we've seen all day. This is a well-paced wave. You're recovering after it. Your confidence gets back to where it was before. Just make sure that you're getting into the lead, and once you do that, everybody else is chasing you rather than you chasing them, Chris.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think this wave is going to put him solidly in the lead. He only needs a 4-2-1 to jump up in that top spot. Currently sitting with a 4-5 and a 3-6-7. Here we go. R.Callinan. Lethal backhand. 2 big snaps there on the outside. Highlining, speeding through to this inside section. Waiting for the right spot to strike, and he gets it. This kid is a cobra.
Why?
Sometimes cobras make mistakes. I've seen it. Trust me. In the 90s. Here we go. Griffin Colapinto. Right into it. Slicing carve there. Comes around this section. That right there was straight up lower style coping at the top of that wave. Gets a third turn. Here's where the reform happens. Double up. Come on, Griff. Boom. There we go. That's straight up solid surfing.
Little bit, but I like this wave. Strong surfing right here by the surfer from San Clemente. As you said, the little coping from lowers right there. That was sick. Beautiful tail slide by Griff. Wraps it back, and that's where you see the two swells mixing together when that wave on the inside doubles up like we see right here. Another great blow tail to finish.
From Griffin Colapinto, but right behind him, Joao Chianca. Almost digs his nose in his opening turn. That right there was a hard slice. Gets right back into the pocket. Just full use of the rail and tail of this board. He's got one of the quickest snaps in the business. Kind of reminds me of a Mick Fanning-esque type of frontside whip. Finishes it up with a nice frontside tail slide reverse.
No doubt can improve on the 397. Should be one of his top 2 scores. And the answer back by Joao, I really like that turn. Tight in the pocket, a lot of intensity with it too. And I think the element of speed is just the one thing that kind of separates him from a lot of other people on tour. You mentioned the Mick Fanning comparison, but being from Saquarema, I see a lot of Raoni Monteiro too in that kind of style of surfing. Really unexpected reverse right there. Did not think that was going to be something that he was going to throw on that last section.
I hate to tell you, Mitch, that right there was a chop hop. There wasn't much lip for him to work. That was an ollie, straight up curb cut hit right there. Oh, right there, you see Colapinto with a higher priority than J.Chianca. He had the ability to drop in on him. And that's totally fair, totally legal, and very smart for Griff because he's sliding down the line, throwing the tail through the mid portion of the wave. Still more to give here on the inside section. I mean, he has put together a great wave. Medium-sized set. It's offered him up a lot of opportunity. A nice cup of the wave, and he's got more. Foam bounce. Foam bounce alert. Another tail slide.
Well, Joao was just kind of forcing him to use priority right there, and a good decision to go by Griff. Really like that opening carve once again. Kind of slows it down a little bit. Still really explosive when it comes to that second turn. Blows the tail, as you said. Those aren't necessarily maneuvers that would be considered transitional, but he makes them transitional, Chris. It's because he uses his speed so well down the line. He's always kind of aiming his board towards the next section. Great tail slide once there again. Foam bounce, you're calling that, or a foam climb?
Let's see.
A little bit in between. Yeah. It is a bounce,
I think it's a bounce.
And then throws the tail once again at the end. So
here goes Griffin Colapinto. What we think may be a victory lap. Nice slash there. Kind of cool, this little lump that starts to form right about here. The wave grows in size. Gives these surfers some speed right there. So we got one Colapinto brother already into the quarterfinals, or into the next round. That's Griffin Colapinto. Callinan second, Chianca third.
Yeah, going off is one way to describe what you did in that heat, Griff. It was so strategic to watch you pull off, especially the final few waves. The one you took off of Joao ended up being one of the keepers. What did you see in that wave that you knew you wanted to be the one on it?
I feel like I've formed a pretty good relationship here over the last few years, and I've done 2 free surf trips here, not for the contest, so I feel like I have a good idea of what waves hit the cobblestones the best, and I could tell on that one, just the line on it and the bowl to it, it had that like perfect pace. Even though it was like kind of like a tapery looking wave, those ones seemed to just like reel all the way through. And yeah, I was glad I figured that one out.
Well, and you talked about your relationship with this wave. It's so obvious, whether it's free surfing or in results. You won here 2 years ago, got runner-up here last year. How would you describe your relationship with this wave here at Punta Roca?
Well, it's super similar to my home break lower trestles, so that helps. The boards go. My magic boards at home go perfectly magic here, so it's just so easy. The board thing doesn't come into play at all, and probably the only thing to manage is the heat and having the right wax and stuff. Actually, last year in the final against Felipe, I felt like I had this weird debacle with my wax where I changed it right before the final because I thought I could make it stickier, and somehow I made it slippier, more slippy. And I was like super timid on the way, so I learned a lesson there. And now, I don't know, excited. The waves are on fire, and we're still going.
Congratulations, Griff. Great start.
All right, thank you.